Oh wait, is that the where it's like Gumball she blinks and she sees like real fan art? Was that the one?
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay,
yes.
okay, that's the one you're talking
Yeah,
about.
Gumball blinks and I still can't stop seeing it when I close my eyes, and he closes his eyes and it cuts to like actual fan art.
He closes his eyes and it cuts to like Megamind kissing
Metro Man.
Metro Man. Yeah, I was on Tumblr in 2000.
Wait, was that a thing in Tumblr?
Oh my god, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Metro Man and Megamind?
Are you kidding? People were so horny for that.
That is not. I'm not gonna Google it to find out for sure. But that you got to be fucking with me. Tumblr was that really that popular? No, this movie didn't do well.
Random, like the Lorax didn't do well either. And I think if there's one thing you should know about Tumblr, it's a specific thing from the Lorax.
I don't know, Wash. Really, honestly, how bad could it be?
Oh, that's not making it into the episode.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 21 of Living The DreamWorks, where we talk about every single DreamWorks animated film, all the way up to when they finally stopped doing parody films.
Never.
As ever. Well, this was a big turning point. So I was alluding to this back in like Kung Fu Panda, like 20 episodes ago, but this is a big turning point for DreamWorks in a lot of ways, but I'm very excited to talk about this one.
Yes, me too.
I am the Wash.
I'm Random Bystander here.
And I'm Claire.
And today, we watched the final 2010 DreamWorks film, number 3, Megamind.
Megamind.
Did any of us watch it today? I thought we all watched it like a while ago.
Not today. I watched it like literally yesterday.
I watched it last night. I think I was the last one to watch it. Our history with it, I have none. I've never seen this. I never seen Megamind before until I watched it last night. This recording, it was free on YouTube inexplicably, so I was like, yeah, sure. I watched it free on YouTube. So that was my first time watching it. Aside from that, I just heard about it a lot as a better than people expected thing, and that's pretty much it.
So I don't have quite as much as I'm sure Random has more than I do, but I definitely have more than watched it. I did see the movie once, and I remember thinking it was good enough. It was perfectly serviceable. And then it kind of blew up. And this was kind of obviously then I watched it a few days ago, but this was kind of a foreboding rewatch because there are movies like Shrek 1. And even some of the movies that I already knew that I liked, like Madagascar, where it's like, I've heard what other people had to say about them, and they kind of made me more excited to rewatch it, but I didn't have that drive with Megamind. I didn't really know why. Like, I wasn't as enthused to come back to this one as I was, even like Shrek Forever After, which we talked about last week. I was so excited for that one, because I remember liking it, and then I heard like 2 people talk about how good it was, and I'm like, I can't wait to see if these 2 people are right, which they kind of were. But Megamind, even though all the hype that it got, all the memes, all the Markiplier, nothing really was jazzing me up to watch it again. But I mean, that doesn't mean anything. That just means that, I didn't have as much of an interest coming back to Megamind as, say, Trek Forever After. But I did watch it again. So here we are, and Random.
I wish I could tell you another grand story of my fun adventures with
The Megamind helped you win $1 million in a trivia.
It helped me win $1 million, and I watched it with Wash in summer camp. And at the same day, I lost power. Oh no, it's really boring. I was just home alone one day making dinner, like sometime I want to say in like high school, and it was just on, and I just had it on as background noise because it was just on, and I didn't feel like changing the channel. And I was making like my food. I was like getting into it. Like it went from background noise to actually like the somewhat paying attention to be like, wait a minute, I'm enjoying this. What's going on here? Wait, this is a DreamWorks film. I'm not supposed to like this.
Yeah, we all have that phase. We all have that phase.
I think this is what literally broke me out of that phase. I was like, because I remember being like, that was pretty good. Weird. And then years later, it blew up on the internet. I heard like a very famous YouTuber who we have been talking about many, many times talk about it and say how it's a submersive masterpiece. And I'm like, oh wow. Huh. And then I still didn't watch it again. Because I don't know. It just, a part of me was worried it wouldn't be as good as they said it was, even though what they pointed out was right. And then I was like, I'll save it for a rainy day. And that rainy day was for the podcast. So,
I will say real quick, as this recording, I had just finished editing our first 10 years episode. And that was how I remembered that Megamind was the one that Random said he was most excited to revisit.
Yes,
I was very excited to revisit it because, again, I haven't seen it in a while. I remember really good things. And then I was like, oh yeah, Megamind's going to be great because that was the movie that broke me out of DreamWorks sucks phase. Yeah. And I was a little nervous though because like literally before watching it, I was like, oh God, what if it's not good? Because not only that, a part of me was like, these films were better than I remember in the past, or some were worse. What if the other films were so good that it wasn't as good as I remember? And I was just worried that I wasn't going to get into it. I wasn't going to like it. But I watched it anyway. Ads and all. There was literally, it felt like an ad every 5 minutes because of YouTube.
Oh, that's YouTube. They got really bad with ads.
I turned AdBlock back on because I was like, I was getting so, I keep reaching my mouth because it was just like so incremental. Commercial break.
Thanks, YouTube. By the way, subscribe.
Subscribe, like, comment, and ring the bell. Let us know who's your favorite
bald guy, me or Megamind.
Who's your favorite bald guy? Share us your
that's another reason why I liked Megamind.
Share us your Megamind Sona.
I remember literally when we were trying to do, we thought about doing like what we did with Higurashi.
Yeah, that's right. You were supposed to be.
We were going to make our own DreamWorks Sonas, but I was going to be Megamind, but I don't know if you were going to do anything, but we literally couldn't figure out what to do with Claire. Gromit, we thought Gromit.
We said Gromit, and Claire said no.
Would you still change that now after watching Were Rabbit?
After now that I know how perfect Gromit is, I just feel like I'm not worthy. I mean, I guess verdict's still out on Peabody and Sherman, but
oh yeah, that's true. That's
Gromit,
true.
I don't know.
All right, who's gonna do the plot synopsis then?
Well, if no one volunteers, I guess I'll do it.
I was kind of waiting for you to start talking, honestly.
Okay, all right. Jeez. So Megamind is sent to Earth because his planet is dying. Also, is Metro Man. They literally form a rival from birth. Metro Man gets sent to a wealthy home mansion, while Megamind is sent to a prison. Nature versus nurture. Megamind and Metro Man form a rivalry throughout the years, and he becomes with Metro Man becoming a hero and Megamind becoming a villain. There's a whole Megamind does this whole thing where he kidnaps Roxanne Ritchie, and Metro Man goes to save him, but he winds up not accidentally killing Metro Man, and he's like, "Oh my god, he won!" And he wins, but then he gets bored with winning. And he's like, there's no hero without a villain. Without a Metro Man, crime has no punchline. He then devises a plan with the help and inspiration of Roxanne Ritchie to extract Metro Man's DNA to create a new hero for him to fight. Because he needs a hero in order to be a villain. And he also is disguised as Bernard, a Megamind geek and librarian. And while trying to train the new hero, who turns out to be Hal, the cameraman who works with Roxanne, he trains him all while bonding and going on dates with Roxanne. And I keep calling him Mega Man. Fuck. Megamind must decide whether he truly is a villain or he's truly good inside.
Oh. Okay. Oh.
Not bad for not planning to do the synopsis.
Well, it's not like any of us plan to do a synopsis. My mouth was dry.
I was just gonna say John is the only one.
Gianna's the only one.
You'd think Rancid had them planned, but no, he can just do that.
Yeah. I think we should start with the opening.
Oh yes, that's right. His parents saying, "Here is your minion," and I was like, "This sucks."
Minion.
He said, "Here's your minion," and I'm surprised. For a second, I was like, "They're not yellow." No, I'm kidding.
We have
we gotta talk about the elephant in the room first.
Yeah,
don't we?
The elephant in the room being that like 2010 was also the release of a brand new studio. This much really stuck for our old pal Jeffrey, because he's been focusing so much on Disney, and all of a sudden there's this brand new company that suddenly makes his film look derivative.
Yep.
Despicable Me was a huge success, far overshadowing Megamind. And I would tell you straight up that like I was reading the contemporary reviews at the time. So many critics at the time were saying this feels too much like Despicable Me.
What?
So many of them. Roger Ebert was pulling that. Like, so,
really?
So,
which came out first?
Despicable Me came out in June. Megamind was November.
Oh my god.
So there's a good chance that Despicable Me was already out on DVD when the Megamind came out, and I would also guess that there was just a general like fatigue around the DreamWorks parodies, because there were a lot of people just saying like, well, they're thinking like DreamWorks was starting to do like really well with like Kung Fu Panda and How to Train Your Dragon. Now you go back to this shit.
Well, it's not bad though. Like, we'll talk about it.
Fatigue. There's plenty of things that are perfectly
fine. I get it
fine.
though with the fatigue. I get it.
Yeah, there's plenty of things even today that are perfectly fine, but because they're like overdone or whatever, people.
Yeah.
But it's just really bad timing, especially since literally the plot both involve villains. Both do completely different things with the whole villain trope. But it's literally
both
about a
random.
Both bald villains.
They're both bald villains with a minion
voiced by
called Minion.
comedians.
Yeah.
Both bald villains with minions and voiced by comedians.
Both legendary comedians. Like
Will Ferrell and Steve Carell.
The Ferrell and Carell, yeah.
Oh my god.
That's how derivative they were. They just look for like a rhyming comedian.
Yep. Meanwhile, they probably were in production. Jeffrey looks like Jeffrey got a taste of his own medicine, though, huh?
Oh,
because it was making me think back to like Newt, when they like canceled Newt because they realized that the premise was too close to Rio, and it's just like God, it's like Jeffrey's like stomping on his hat, like God damn it.
God damn it!
God damn it!
Someone did the same trick I did.
What if that's what happened in Illumination? I didn't even go to investigate, but what if they had some spies?
What if Chris Meledandri, Chris Meledandri from Illumination was like, villains, eh? We'll just give him an accent and it'll be different.
And this will be the perfect time for me to say banana.
All right, this isn't about Despicable Me.
Yeah, we're almost 15 minutes in. Let's talk about Megamind.
Yeah, let's talk about Megamind, and let's talk about the opening. You are destined for. I wasn't sure about the last part.
It's very narration heavy. This opening. I was really worried that it was gonna be like a recurring thing, like Ratatouille.
Yes. Oh my god, I was thinking Ratatouille too.
It's like, thank you for the meal.
Thank you for the meal.
The thing is, it actually kind of starts with a, hey, it's me. You're wondering how I got in this
You're wondering how I
situation."
got... Yeah, that's right, because he was falling down. With, as I found out, that's Guillermo del Toro's idea. For some reason,
Yeah, I
like,
saw his name in the credits.
yeah, they hired him as a creative consultant, and one of his ideas was like, you should start off with Megamind falling.
It seems like you don't need to. Like, honestly, you could have just started it with the flashback and it would have been fine.
I guess so. I guess it's just like it adds like a little bit of intrigue, because if you start off with that, it starts off kind of weird. Because like you just see this baby. It's essentially you're just seeing a parody of the Superman origin story.
Bro.
Yeah.
I mean, it works either way. Like, it's not... I don't think it would affect it too much here or there. Like, I don't mind it's there. It's fine that it's there. It sets up why he's narrating. But, like...
Yeah.
It doesn't make a difference with me, personally.
Well, no, I wasn't thinking like, oh man, how is Megamind gonna survive this? Because he immediately survives this. He was just like, oh, that's right, I'm Megamind, and he just he takes care of it instantly.
Yeah, I didn't mind it so much in the beginning, but then once the resolution was literally, oh wait a minute, I was like, huh?
It would be more interesting if he actually died. If you were to do that and then he actually died, then that would be more interesting. And it's like the film started with like the spoilers apparent death of Metro Man. So it's like, I don't know, we could have gone there.
Yeah, it literally does start off with a parody of Superman with both Megamind and Metro Man just literally like leaving the dying planets, both being sucked up into a black hole conveniently, and they're literally like rivaling each other. Metro Man is hitting Megamind's baby.
The Metro Man gets sent to a rich, well-off family where the wife, a baby, how thoughtful. Yes, I was thinking of you when I saw it.
Oh, our baby can fly. Nothing but the best for you, dear.
Best for you, sweet.
Yeah, it's just like a seemingly like, you know, like he's extremely well off. And then Megamind is literally sent to prison where the prisoners show him flashcards saying cops bad,
criminals good.
You know, obviously, I watched this with Nico. When we saw cops bad, we popped on.
No, I was literally like,
You know, I don't know. I wasn't too around this kind of thing in 2010. I don't know how active it was, but in 2023,
oh boy, popped off. Yeah. But essentially, like it plays off, and yeah, just following along his upbringing was essentially that everybody hated him. That he was, because of his upbringing, he's just extremely destructive, and he just has that epiphany. It's like, well, I might as well just own up to being destructive and evil. Yeah. And I'll destroy everything with my good pal Minion.
Oh yeah, he does get Minion.
Yeah, right at the start, was just like, here's a fish.
Here's it. Goodbye, baby. Have a fish.
Have a fish.
Have a fish. And also, they go to shul.
So this starts the running gag of Megamind mispronouncing things or not knowing how to pronounce things. Because he says shul, he says spider, he says melancholy.
Matrosity.
Matrosity, which becomes important later on. I don't know if that's something that like came up in the acting or if that came up in the writing. It was odd, definitely odd.
Yeah, and it felt so underutilized too.
True.
I have a theory. Did you notice that other than Matrosity, like it kind of started improving the more he got to talk to Roxanne Ritchie? Because there literally is a point where he literally does say school right.
Yeah, he said
when he goes with her.
Because I think, but at that point, it's because he was in disguise.
Yeah, he was Bernard, so he like had to kind of force himself to.
No. Even when they're driving to the school to go see Metro Man again, he says school, I think.
Oh, maybe.
I feel
like
it was another thing that was like we said, it was so underutilized that I didn't notice.
Yeah, and like honestly, I hate to say it, but outside of the admittedly fun twist with Titan, didn't mean it meant like nothing.
Yeah, no. It's that's why I was wondering if it was like something that just came up in the acting, and there was just something that Will thought would be funny, and they just went along with it and just tried to like add in some jokes based off that.
Yeah, and I mean, it could have been a cool character growth kind of thing, but I don't know. It's because they fit Bernard into it. Like, instead of it feeling like a character growth thing, it just kind of felt like a thing where he's like, oh, I got used to it, you know? It could have had this great big payoff, but it was just kind of flat.
That's what I'm saying. There's so many running gags in this one that's like, if you're gonna focus on that, that's like, you're talking like 0.1% of the whole film.
Honest to God, Metro Man and Megamind's rivalry is kind of boring because he is the good D2 shoes. He's getting the golden stars every time Megamind messes up.
Yeah.
And Megamind gets sent to the corner. And he's like not trying to be evil at first. He's like he wants to create inventions to impress his peers and fit in. Like every kid does.
Sure.
And then eventually when he realizes that his inventions don't work and he still gets sent to the corner even though he's trying, he defaults to being a bad guy. He defaults to being told what he was taught in the prison. He's like, I'll be evil then if I can't be good.
Yeah, it's essentially just going through all the newspaper articles, just building up to the big moment. We see all of the times that Metro Man wins and Megamind almost wins.
Yes.
And it essentially it builds up to the big moment with the Metro Man Museum, which then leads to a whole thing with Roxanne, who is a Lois Lane parody. This film owes so much to Superman.
Oh yes, for sure.
Yes. Like Mega Man himself is like Lex Luthor and Brainiac.
Did you call him Mega Man?
Yep. You definitely just said Mega Man.
The Megamind.
The name of the episode should be Mega Man.
If at some point one of us has to say Metro Mind. That's how we balance it off.
The portmanteau, the ship.
Yes.
They had the big battle there, but they're about to have the big confrontation. But what happened? The Metro Man gets tricked into the wrong planetarium,
which is actually kind of a cool reveal. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah. Although it's the fact that they didn't tear that abandoned planetarium down later on.
How did she find my hideout? How did you find his hideout?
It's the only building with an abandoned planetarium on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it looks like Metro Man had the upper hand, and then all of a sudden he's saying like, the walls are made of copper. I'm weak.
Your weakness is copper?
Really?
My weakness is copper. It's like, that buys enough time for a space ray to shoot down, harnessing the power of the sun, and shoot down and blast Metro Man, and his skeleton comes flying in, and they're like, "Holy shit, Metro Man is dead.
We killed him, man. He's dead.
Killed him. The plan worked. I wasn't expecting. It's like I don't know. I never thought I'd get this far. And now, like Metro Mind, I did it. I didn't even do it intentionally, but I did it. Megamind takes over the city. He steals all the banks, and he's like Mr. Krabs after retirement. He's immediately bored.
Yep.
It comes off like he got bored the next day.
Yeah,
with how fast everything goes.
There is a montage to give like some idea, like it could have been like a week or two.
Oh yeah, because you see like the destruction. You see that they would throw cars at a target, and they finally like threw like a fire truck straight in the bullseye, and that was where they left it off.
Yeah,
which I like that as a little like visual storytelling moment. He's just sad. It's just not the same without him. And then it's like, what? But you won.
You won. Oh, we can kidnap Roxanne Ritchie.
Yeah, yes, just like the good old days.
Yeah, but if he's not there, what's the point? And I'm like,
Okay, I'm gonna go, and we'll think of something tomorrow.
yeah, he literally just like bailed. The whole scene between Megamind and Metro Man, felt like a theme park attraction. Like I picture like them going their witty banter and dialogue, something I would see in like at Six Flags. As an attraction.
like cast members at Disney, the Disney World.
That's what it reminded me of a lot. The way they just kept going at each other with the whole warranty bit, like, and just really going at it, just made me laugh.
Yeah, the warranty thing was pretty funny, I thought.
The way they performed it too, you could tell it's very like wooden, which actually pays off much later in the big reveal with Metro Man. Was that kind of like that? If you've seen Superman, you've seen any of those classic superheroes, you know everything that this goes.
Yep.
Except for the part where Superman dies.
Yep, yeah.
Even Roxanne was like, guys, we get it. You're both pretty.
Yeah. That Tina Fey is like. I guess we can talk about Tina Fey later.
Yeah, we're kind of jumping around. I kind of want to talk about Megamind, but like it's hard to talk about him without talking about the plot because it's literally his story here.
Well, yeah, he's the title character.
Oh yes, I know he's the title character.
Well, okay. I mean, okay. Let's do this. It's not a therapy exercise. It's not. But just to get the ball rolling. What did you like the most about the movie? I have my answer.
Is it? Are we gonna have the same answer? I'm really worried that Claire and I are gonna have the same answer.
We honestly, there's a good chance. There's a very good chance.
Okay. Random, you go.
I'm still thinking because like I don't know. Like,
all right. Do you want to say it, Wash? Or do you want me to?
I'll maybe it's mine too, but I'm just gonna say I really like Megamind's growth in this a lot. Like I feel like I was with him from the beginning to end, honestly, in this one. Because it's weird that you're rooting for a villain, but you're kind of with him through the end. You understand what he's going through. Yeah, he does some horrible shit. Technically, we think he murders a man, although he doesn't mean to. He does mean to do it.
He
but
meant
he
to do it. He just didn't think it would work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He was ready to lose. That was part of the whole banter that he did. That's what he was good at. And then he wins. We kind of feel for him, and we want him to like. And then there's a point where he does get close to Roxanne, and you realize he doesn't have to be bad in order to be himself. And he learns a lot from Roxanne. Roxanne learns a lot from her, and like, there's. Even when we know what he's doing is wrong, we still are happy for him because he is becoming a better person. And we are excited about that. He's growing. And then it all blows up in his face. That rain scene is so fucking real. I'm jumping all over the place right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
But like it's so real because Roxanne is 100% valid in going and calling Megamind out for what he did.
Oh yeah, the murder thing, whatever. But what he did to Roxanne?
No,
that one was shitty. That one felt really, really shitty to do.
I mean, they both were shitty, and like it's on one hand, yes, what Megamind did was terrible. He manipulated her, got her to care about him, even though it wasn't the initial plan. It happened, but at the same time, like. These two are good for each other, and it's like, it's such like, but at the same time, it's like he's not justifying his actions. She literally is like, "Do you really think this could have worked, or I would want to be with you?" And he just goes, "No," and they just walk away. He looks back, but they walk away, and it's just it's just like so different from what you expect from DreamWorks, from a Superman parody. It's a much quieter moment.
Yeah.
And it's like, but it's a powerful one, too. Of course, Megamind goes back to being bad, because that's his default thing to do. The one person he really wound up loving is turning against him. But, like, to quote Wreck-It Ralph, he's a bad guy, but he's not a bad guy. Another character is a bad guy. And then he gets... I really like that Megamind did what Wreck-It Ralph was trying to do.
I did not. Uh-oh. I did not like how much they were pushing, and he doesn't get the girl.
Yes, thank you. I thank
hated
you.
That. Everything else, I'm gonna be honest, like, I want to agree with you so badly.
Yes.
No, I get that.
Why
I get
is
that.
Megamind saying to Roxanne's face, and I'm never gonna get the girl after everything he's done to her?
That was the shocking thing to me. Like, I get this being like a parody and this kind of deconstruction of the superhero genre, but they didn't even like address this woman being used as a trophy.
Yes.
As like some just like a prize for to wrap around your arm. Come on. That's so basic.
Yeah.
It's like,
that is so basic.
I wouldn't even mind it if it was. I mean, Metro Man saying it, like, whatever, sure. But I wouldn't have even minded Megamind saying it if he didn't say it to her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, it felt. I hate to say that. I know it wasn't the intent, and even Megamind as a character, it's not what he was trying to do. But it felt so, and I mean it. I'm not just using this like, we meme this word to hell and back now. But the actual definition, it felt gaslighty to me.
Yeah.
Like, they were so close because, like, Titan is the epitome of that.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as he gets his powers, he goes straight to Roxanne and just goes, hey, look at me. Now we're going to be girlfriends, right? And she's just like, get away from me?
Yeah.
Like it's right there. But
yes.
you did the thing unironically with Megamind.
Yeah. I feel like this was the screenwriter up their own ass a bit and just being stubborn with that. Because other than that, it's fine.
There are a few moments in this movie where it's like, they play, be it for a joke or for a serious, like, regardless, but they do it really well.
Yeah.
And then later on in, they do it unironically with Megamind. And it's like, really?
Yeah, it's like you seem so proud of yourself for doing this like breaking down the genre, but you're like you're not doing some like real like investigation, some real self-reflection of like, is this necessary? Like, really think this through.
Yeah, there's some. I think I just glossed it over because I was like, fucking stupid 2000 line.
And I mean, I'm with you on, I like what they're going for a lot. I'm definitely with you on that. Yeah. Like, I'm definitely with you on, like, and I'm with Wash on, like, they were right there.
They were.
And I
they
think,
were right there.
And
I feel like if this movie came out like a decade later, they would have cut
even
that
like
line.
half a decade later.
Yeah.
Contrary to popular belief, I don't necessarily mind moping and doping inherently so much. It's more so like the Act 3 breakup kind of trope that I mind. Like, if the moping and doping has like literally any reason to be there, it's fine. And it's just, it's with the scene like that one, it does fall into the problem of, oh, well, I mean, you kind of know they're going to get back together, so, this is just kind of being prolonged and elongated. And I don't think I would have minded it for the reasons that you said. However, like 5 minutes earlier, we got one of the funniest breakup scenes with Megamind and Minion.
Yeah.
Which I'm just going to say it right now, hot fuzz.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Like, I remember when we watched Hot Fuzz, I complained about it. I take it all back. Like, seeing those scenes so close to each other, like, I'm waiting for a Minion to be like, you don't know when to cool off and run off in the rain.
You don't know
something.
when to code switch off.
Switch off.
Like, instead of like Nick Frost like waddling away, like Minion is like sliding off on a Segway. I like a Segway with like spikes on it.
Yeah, of course they would have to be there.
Segway jokes are so 2010, by the way.
Yeah.
That and like the Obama poster. Don't.
Oh my God! No, you can't.
No, you can't. Yeah.
I saw that. And I literally was like, oh I get why they did that.
Oh yeah, it was topical.
But it's very dated.
Yeah.
Although honestly, I don't mind it too much. They could have went.
Yeah, there's some relics of older times that are funny.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. It's fine. It feels dated, but in a good way.
Yeah. To me, it feels like pretty much the same as like having like a Stephen Colbert cameo in that sense. Just like
Monsters vs. Aliens did it.
Yeah.
I do agree that that whole get the girl line, if they just cut that out, it would have been fine for me personally. I think I literally just ignored it. That's
Yeah.
like, I
mean, I also understand, like, if you like something so much, but there's just like this one gaping flaw, it's like, it's fine. I get it. It's just not enough for me, especially because it didn't win me over as much, just because it felt played a little too straight for me without addressing the issues. Whereas again, 5 minutes ago,
I will say there's strangely 2 breakup scenes, 3 technically if you count Minion.
What's the other one?
Well, there's the Minion one, which is funny. The rain scene, which is a lot more quieter and more to the point and done more visually, honestly. Mm-hmm. And then there's the one after Metro Man, where where he turns himself in, and I'm like,
Megamind turns himself in.
Megamind turns himself.
God.
No,
we watched the movie, right?
After after they visit Metro Man, after they visit Metro Man.
Oh yeah.
And that one is the line where he's like, he says, "I don't get the girl." And because he doesn't say that, I don't think he says that in the rain scene. It's this apology, the second one.
I think the rain scene was just he said no.
Yeah,
I think
and honestly, that's all you needed.
I when you said the third breakup scene, I thought you were gonna talk about like Megamind fessing up to Titan, because that came off as just like, oh, by the way, I fucked your mom.
4 breakup scenes, actually.
This is for Space Stepmom. You lied to
her. But I still, other than that one scene, which I get why they would do, but it feels kind of forced and just a way to get Minion back into the story. Which, fine, I get it. But like, it just felt like that extra breakup scene just felt a little dragged on to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were just like trying to just get Megamind back in prison.
Yeah, I get, like, especially after Metro Man gave that motivating speech to Megamind, like,
yes,
which was very good. But after, I guess they're trying to think of, like, why would he turn himself in after that? We need to convey it somehow. Oh, I know, I don't get the girl. Like,
I think again, what people say is like, even though people are telling him to be one way, he automatically defaults to another because society. And I'm like, yeah, but you could have done it better. Like, you could have conveyed that better.
More self-reflection, because that's like when a lot of this movie's strongest moments is when Megamind is self-reflecting. Be it visually and fast, or more dialogue driven and longer, and like either way, and like it's still really when you get to see like who Megamind really is. The jokes are fun. I think Will Ferrell does a good job. He's funny.
Oh my god, I think this may be my favorite thing that he's in. Honestly,
I mean, I haven't watched a lot of Will Ferrell. Ferrell could be mine.
I've seen this and Elf. This wins.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, Barbie.
Right. I think Barbie. I don't even think Barbie. I just think Ryan Gosling.
No, but like Will Ferrell and Barbie. Oh man,
we can't say anything.
Yeah,
we can't say anything.
But I have seen that there's 34 minutes left on the timer. We're stalling.
Jesus fuck.
All right, so we've watched. Do you want to say? I'm assuming we're having the same favorite thing.
Yeah, we were asking the question, what's your favorite thing about this film? I'll say it. It's Minion.
Yes,
yeah!
I do really? Love agreeing. I know it's more interesting when we disagree, but like it feels good. I love him.
I don't expect to find like David Cross charming, because he's not a charming. He's funny. Like he's definitely like. Like I'm a fan of like Mr. Show. That's like one of my favorite sketches. But my favorite comedy sketches of all time is David Cross doing the audition.
Oh god, can I sit? Minion goes, can I sit in this Segway? Continue.
He's a very angry man in real life. So it's weird that he's like this really adorable like friend. He's just like a friend.
He's so loyal and he's so cute.
He's a voice of reason, but he's still like ditzy. I think it's like he's a voice of reason, but he's like inattentive. He doesn't have good like time management skills to like warm up the death ray before they do the whole.
I love that at the start he was like, just a second,
just and a little
more, and now we're halfway there.
I told you to start the timer, or I told you to prepare for these things.
I love their band.
Why is it my fault?
Why is it my
They do work so well together.
They work so well together.
I'm gonna say it. I like the chemistry between Megamind and Minion better than Megamind and Roxanne.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Look,
yeah, I get it.
This is jumping a bit ahead, but while we're talking about both Megamind and Minion Roxanne, later in the movie when Megamind turns himself in and he's trying to get out, I mean, in my head, you know, the whole movie, I'm like, oh, I love Megamind and Minion, then Mega Man and Roxanne is, you know, flawed. But the whole movie, like, you know, when they had, I mean, I was laughing during the breakup scene, but when it was over, I'm like, Megamind and Minion aren't friends anymore. But when Megamind was going through the list of people, he's like, you know, these people I've hurt, and he's like, not to mention poor Minion, and the inspector guy, like, looks over, I'm like, oh, Minion helped change his mind, yeah! And then the twist, which... silly me for not catching it, honestly. I think I was just too smitten. But the twist happens, and it's like, it is Minion. I'm like, they're friends again. They just have such good chemistry together. Like, the simple act of Megamind and Minion walking in a straight line together. Like, so much personality, so well animated, so much fun.
Like even the guard is like, good luck, guys.
The prison warden is just like, good luck, fellas, and he's just like sitting in the chair, like, yep. They're like roommates.
Oh my God.
And they were roommates
because they're just so sick of each other's shit, but they have to deal with each other's shit. It was when Roxanne finds the secret. Starting the route around and finding the secret layer, and it's like, oh, you won't find the secret entrance, and there's the doormat that says secret entrance, and she's like, Minion, I kept forgetting where it was.
Kept forgetting where it was.
This is such a roommate thing to do.
Yeah. Again, even their breakup scene where they're just
God.
it like they even has like the dramatic music, but it's just. They're just funny with each other, that they're just like with their code words.
I'm gonna take my thing and go.
Code fine.
Code fine back.
No, I do very much appreciate. I'm gonna take my thing singular and go, but also that thing singular was fish food.
It's just fish food that he puts into a lunchbox, like a metal lunchbox.
And they're trying
that's
to play
really all he
serious.
needs.
It's so funny.
It's like, and then like to jump to the end, it looks like Minion like sacrificed himself for the cause, and he's like dying and gasping for air, and like Megamind like picks him up and just throws him in the fountain. Like, God, it's such a drama queen. He's like, oh, I feel much better now. And like Megamind is just like, oh, look at that little face. Look at that little face. And he's got the cute little smirk, like, oh, silly little me. It was like it was. I saw it coming, but the fact that it just went there, it just made up for it.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Honestly, it made me go from, oh God, they're doing this death fake out to, oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it definitely makes it funnier that Megamind knew the whole time that, like, oh, he's just being dramatic. Yeah. He's just a theater kid. Like,
he got you, didn't he? He got you.
Look at his little face. Look at his little face.
If the twist of Megamind being like, oh, I'm so happy that worked, then he'd be like, all right, this was dumb. But it's the fact that he's just like, all right, here we go. Made a lot better.
Don't give me that face.
Look at that face.
This is more of a funny moment with Megamind, but it's close to that scene where like Roxanne breaks into hideout. The basement door fight scene where he's fighting Bernard and they're like he's jumping in and out of camouflage and like complimenting himself.
Yeah. He's so strong.
He's so fit.
He's so fit.
I've been working out. I can tell.
I mean, good on him too. When she's like moving closer, he knows to just like slam the door shut. I was waiting for the awkward moment when she sees there's only one of them. But no, he closed the door in time. I was like, oh, good on you.
He closed the door and then he jumps out. He's like, "Are you all right?" He was too much for me. Or something like that.
This movie is very funny. I do think this movie is very funny.
It is very funny.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it also does know when to like take itself seriously at points. For the most part.
I wish it was a little better at taking itself seriously.
No, it does a decent job, especially for 2010 DreamWorks.
I don't know. I mean, you know what else came out in 2010? Shrek Forever After.
No, what else came out in 2010? How to Train Your Dragon,
which is better than Shrek Forever After.
Okay, you bring up a good point.
This was like I'm sorry to spoil this. This was not my favorite DreamWorks film of 2010.
No, you may be right. Yeah, this was before I watched the other two. It might be because this movie is stuck between trying to emulate the old DreamWorks and break out with the new. Like, it's trying to be a superhero parody, but also it wants to, like, tell a better story like it has. And
I mean,
and I feel like it's just,
but like Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
No, I know. I'm not saying, I'm not defending it. I'm just saying, like, it's stuck there. And that's one of its
I guess, like,
it's
Kung Fu
relying
Panda
on
broke
parody.
out and, managed to be, this, truly, I'll just say it, excellent movie. Whereas Megamind is, it could have been, and I know a lot of people as of recently think it's excellent. Good on you. I won't take that away. But like, Roxanne is there.
Oh man, Tina Fey. You know that like this is like the most successful film in Tina Fey's career.
Really?
Even Mean Girls?
Way bigger than Mean Girls. Those are like triple Mean Girls.
Oh, definitely. No, yeah. No, Mean Girls was huge like after it came out, not while.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the Mean Girls, like I'm sure, is like super successful in like DVDs, and that's got a real cult following. Too.
Yeah. I mean, Roxanne's not awful. Like, again, she's not my favorite female lead.
I'm remembering Flushed Away. It's not the worst thing in the world.
Okay. Oh god.
Like,
you know what?
That's not what we're saying. We're saying Roxanne is not very like interesting.
Not as interesting as a lot of oh god, what's her name for Flushed Away? The one that
Rita
is a better character and gets a lot more done and is the more integral part of the story, the more adventurous one. But at the same time, like Roxanne Ritchie is investigating. She's the one going to the hideout to try and find things. She's the one who's like trying to figure out what's going on in the city. She's actively doing things
for the first.
And
third.
yes, she
for the first third, and then she gets like.
And then she's the love interest. And
she also tries to
they try to make her an interesting love interest, but like
they do try, and they even have her where like when Megamind turns herself in, she tries to go reason with Hal, even though honestly
I don't know what her thought process was there.
No,
that
I don't know either.
Sense.
Like if I think she wanted to try to reason because she knew Hal, but really he didn't, and even Hal points out he didn't. Not like he's got a point. But also, like, just being, like, Hal being a fuck-up, being a incel, and...
Yeah.
If I can use that word.
Yeah.
I say Roxanne is still a decent character. Is she my favorite of Megamind? No, not at all. But, I still enjoyed her. I still feel she's not only important to the plot, but also important for Megamind. And without her, he wouldn't have grown. You can disagree.
I mean, I mean, absolutely.
Fine.
I'm not gonna say you can't like her. I'm just trying to think. Like, I guess she is necessary for his growth. It's one of those things that it's like, I can agree with that, but I mean, it feels so off. Like, why is Roxanne good? She's necessary for Megamind's growth.
No, I get it. I wish she had more of a personality too.
After the first third, I like her fine in the first third. I'll say that.
Here is a common. Like strategy. I forget if it's this exact object, but it's like a thing I've heard in critiques in film criticism. Replace Roxanne with a lamp, like just have like a prized lamp.
A lamp would not go investigate.
That Megamind really wants, and also. And also, like, Hal really wants, but is betrayed by the lamp. Essentially, if you replace her with just like an object, would the story be much different? What is she doing?
And that's why it hurts so much, because in the first third, like, I can.
Yes.
Like,
in the first third, like,
Yeah, and then it's like she goes on her first date with Bernard, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, and there's like, what her investigation is? What the thing we already know about Titan?
Yeah, because she is trying to find things out. But still, like, Okay, you're right. The first third, she's better, and I will admit that, and I will stick to my guns about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it. They kind of write her as a love interest and pigeonhole her there.
Maybe if this wasn't the movie with Hal treating her like an object, and the point the movie's trying to make is that you shouldn't treat a woman like an object when you can replace her with a literal lamp. If this wasn't that movie, maybe I would still write it off and be like, good enough. Like, I mean, like Monsters vs. Aliens, for example, I didn't love the main character in that, but like, good enough, like, that's fine with me. Like, I'm not gonna complain. Like, she's fun, she's fine. I liked her, but it just, because I see how she could have been so much better than Gigantica. I'm just gonna assume that's her name. Ginormica. Okay. Yeah. I mean, again, like, when you're presenting on paper these two characters to me, like, by all means, I prefer Roxanne, but because Monsters vs. Aliens doesn't fumble it as bad, I guess, I kind of wind up preferring her, you know? Although, I guess we're talking about Monsters vs. Aliens, I did like her more than Bob.
That's good. Wash.
Yeah. No.
I will say, to transition things.
Yes, you want to talk about Hal?
Yes. I will say, because you are right. It does make it obvious, it does bring flaws with her relationship with Megamind, because how Hal's betrayed is done very well. I understand why you could be like, Roxanne turns into a lamp. I get it. Because, yeah, she turns into a damsel in distress.
I mean, I guess just to do this test, I mean, Hal isn't a woman, so it's not as much of a thing to need to say, but I really like this watch. I love this, actually. If you make Hal a lamp, like, what changes about the story? Like, everything. Okay?
Everything.
You can't make Hal a lamp. You can't make him, even Minion, you can't.
No, like,
I will say, okay, one more thing about Roxanne, then we'll go to Hal. Okay. I do like how she's the one who takes the watch at the end when Megamind is disguised as Metro Man. See why my brain paused there. And she's the one who, like, turns the disguise off to be like, no, you're not Metro Man, you're Megamind. You be the hero. And again, helps with the growth. It's Megamind's story. I get it. I understand.
It's a good moment.
A lamp couldn't turn the watch.
I can agree with that. I like it.
I like that. All right, Hal.
And I say this in the most complimentary way possible. This is not a critique. I hate him.
No, I agree.
I hate Hal so much.
He's definitely a villain you love to hate, and he's vile. And like, even from the beginning, he is so uncomfortable.
Oh yeah,
like,
I was like, the second sentence out of his mouth. I mean, the first sentence, you're like, oh, he sounds like this. I bet he's an incel. It's like, no, don't judge a book by its cover. And then he talks, and it's like, oh.
I do wish that I wasn't exposed so much to the memes. Because as soon as I saw him, I was like, he looks familiar. He looks like the Queen of England guy.
and then
many
minutes later.
Moments later. But I do like now, already knowing what's about to happen, the sort of foreshadowing that, like, he is like an asshole, and he's a guy who, like, rents a bouncy castle. I rent a bouncy castle. I got a gallon of dip. And Roxanne is like, oh no, I don't do.
He says he's gonna hire a wedding photographer just in case.
Yeah, no, he hires a wedding. And like Roxanne is like, oh, I don't do too good with crowds. And Hal's like, no, it's just you and me. And it's just like the silence is like, oh,
that silence speaks
crazy.
Volumes.
Yeah. Oh, he's crazy.
I'm glad DreamWorks is doing this, because at first you're like, oh, this is awkward DreamWorks dialogue. This just sucks. And then you're like, wait, no.
Yeah, no. This is intentional.
This is 100% intentional.
Mm.
Oh my god, it's written so well that he gets Metro Man's powers. Because I don't think Megamind really realizes how bad it is. Because he's like, wait, no, we can work with this.
Yeah. Minion tries to unpower him.
Yeah, he's ready like, to unpower him. It's just like, no, this is perfect. Like, he's still thinking that, like, oh, this has to be a really nice guy. And, no. Good guy, no.
Like, even from the beginning, like, his first training session, he just, like, melts Megamind Dummy's face, and you just see Megamind go...
Megamind disguised as Marlon Brando for some reason.
Yeah.
They're doing the Marlon Brando. I'm
Space
your
Dad.
Space Dad.
and also Space Mom, Stepmom.
Space
Stepmom. And I do like that the animators, like, they really enunciate it, and you can just see his tongue.
Yeah, that was a good touch. That was a good touch.
That's just like lisping through. It's just like you.
And then Titan Hal does literally the Superman scene where he takes Lois Lane from the rooftop and just sends her flying. Only instead of it being quote unquote charming, like in the original Superman film,
creepy as fuck.
It's creepy.
It's creepy and horrifying. She's flying through, nearly dying multiple times.
Yeah, it is extremely tense. It comes off like somebody who had watched the Superman film, and they were like, "Well, actually, this kind of sucks for Lois."
Yeah.
Imagine just being taken in by this man, and suddenly you're like hundreds of feet above the ground.
Yep, and not to mention she drops him in front of the tower, and then she tells him, "No, there is no us," and then he throws a temper tantrum, and he's like, "Oh no, this was a mistake giving him powers."
Well, at first it looks like, oh, this is a mistake giving him powers, but and like there's the big breakup, and like with Megamind, and like he goes ahead and they play Back in Black. He's coming out in his robot suit. He's like, come get me, Titan, and they just wait for hours and hours. He doesn't show up.
He's playing
like, I thought there was gonna be.
We're gonna crash.
I thought there was gonna. I guess we were all expecting it. That was how they were setting it up. But then, like, oh, it's like they show up, and he's like, he has zero interest.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because he didn't win over Roxanne.
Yeah.
In fact, he's like, "Hey, let's team up."
Yeah.
Yeah, let's team up and take over with my powers and your brains. We can do great things and stuff. And like Megamind is so adamant that they have to do they have to do the thing that he wanted to do, the big battle. That he's just immediately just like, I'm your dad. I'm dating Roxanne. Come fight me. And at first it's like a cute little thing, but like and Megamind is like, oh, you're gonna send me to jail, and how it's like, I'm gonna send you to the morgue, and he's just like ready to kill him, genuinely like threatening.
I do like how it warms up too, because like Megamind is just business as usual. Like, I'm back to being the villain, the showy villain. Hal's like, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, he's not a hero. He's new management. You
ever see that one like meme of like Squidward saying to a little child, "I am going to kill you"? That's what I just reminded of.
But yeah, like Titan literally becomes the worst.
The logical conclusion of Superman, which is like what all that power would do to. It's essentially like the Zack Snyder Superman, but like actually being like a genuine threat instead of somehow being like a good person still.
Yeah.
Like,
God, fuck. Zack Snyder
you gave
Superman.
a Redditor if you gave like a Redditor or Incel powers, shit.
Yeah,
and you know what? It's done very well. I like how Hal becomes just a creep to a threat, and it's done very well.
And we have 2 movies in a row with like a total nerd and a creep suddenly just having like everything you could possibly want.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know. Rumple still kind of wins, but
Rumple wins. That's true. That's true.
Hal's still pretty good. Like, Rumple's funnier. Hal does get some good lines in. Don't get me wrong.
Hal's got the better meme game for sure.
There is no Easter Bunny. There is no Tooth Fairy. And now there's no Queen of England.
If only I had watched that before there was no Queen of England, and I would have gotten the joke. I'm completely clueless now because he's right.
Now he's right now. But before, when I watched this in 2008, 2010, or like later, oh my god, yeah, ooh, that was funny.
I remember I was in Montreal that day when she died, and so I found out about it while I was watching some Penguins, and I was just like on my phone, and I was seeing that meme, but they cut off the last line. Yeah, because
No, I
we
think
all know.
my favorite take on that meme was somebody saying, "This is wrong. I just watched Rise of the Guardians. The Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny are right there." Jury's out on Queen of England, though.
I have a question about Hal.
Okay.
Do you see any similarities with Syndrome?
Yes, and there were a lot of comparisons at the time as well to like having like the nerd be the supervillain. Syndrome is like a nerd. Like he knows so much about superheroes. He knows so much about that. Hal is an incel in the way of like like he's a burnout. Like he has, you go to his apartment and it's like this tiny cramped thing that it's just like disgusting, and the bed folds up and down. It's just like it comes off like he just has like no real. Oh, they were like investigating him, and there was like, I don't have any like records on anything of like anything he accomplished.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't do anything. It's a good contrast in a way to Syndrome, where it's like Syndrome is like actually smart and evil. Like he's spiteful and evil.
Yeah. If the nerdiness of Hal plus the mind, almost the mind of Megamind, was there combined with him too.
Oh yeah. And that would get you Syndrome. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Syndrome is way better than Hal, but like there is some interesting parallels there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I again think that I think Hal would have been more comparable to Syndrome if they didn't fumble a lot of the Roxanne stuff with Megamind necessarily. Because I mean, part of what makes Syndrome so effective is just how well everything in The Incredibles clicks. It's just so tightly written. If this was more, I'm sounding like Watch. If this was more tightly written, if it wasn't for a DreamWorks script, then I definitely think. I mean, I think the movie would have benefited a lot. I think. Well, okay, I have no problems with Minions. Oh God, no! I made the biggest flub of them all.
Mega Man and his minions. The name of the episode.
I have no problem with a Minion. He is perfect, and I love him. But if we have like from a I mean, this feels so bad to say because he's in the movie for 5 minutes, but like, I guess like Metro Man, I don't have any problems with. How he was handled, how he contributed towards characters' growth.
I'm really glad he wasn't the villain.
I thought that's what it was gonna come to until I saw the cameraman. I was like, oh, that guy I recognize.
Yeah.
And not only that, but it's like I did not buy him saying like, oh, my weakness is copper. I did not buy that at all.
I didn't buy it either. I think it was intentional and like kind of be funny.
I think so. It was just like it was taking a while to like reveal why that was, and it was making me realize like, wait a minute, this is like Ratchet and Clank 3 did this. This is Captain Quark did the exact same thing where he faked his death, and I mean, what that was like, it was because Captain Quark was a coward and didn't want to actually face Dr. Nefarious. In Megamind's case, Metro Man is like just kind of like done with everything. He's just burned out with superhero movies as the rest of us.
Yes.
He wants the fame and adoration. He likes that, but he didn't want to do. He felt like he had to be a superhero because he was given these powers and he didn't have a choice. And then he uses this way to fake his death as a choice to start anew, so he can become Hugh Jackman's The Music Man. That way he can keep his logo.
Yeah. I get to keep the logo this way.
Yeah.
Huh? What?
I got eyes that can see.
No, it was like Roxanne is like, you're horrible, and Megamind's like, granted you have talent. Which I enjoyed.
He literally felt like a rock star when he was doing that.
He is literally modeled after Elvis Presley.
And I know that, but it's like, man, if there's one thing the internet ruined about this movie for me, that's not Elvis Presley. That's Markiplier. That's Markiplier.
And I love you, random citizen. I fucking love that line.
I was
so
watching this with Nico. Every time he was on screen, all she could say was, "Hey, everybody, Markiplier here."
Hi, everybody. My name is Metro Man, and we're gonna talk about Five Nights at
Why are you doing your Patrick Warburton?
It's the same thing.
It's not the
It's
same.
not.
That's
They're not
mean.
even close.
That's mean to both of those people.
I don't know, but like,
I do really like the message with Metro Man. Like, even if a bunch of people are not gonna like your decision, you still got to do what matters the most for you, and that
exactly.
complements Megamind's growth. It can exist separate from it, but he does help try to motivate Megamind with it, which I thought was nice. Like, when he drops the superhero shtick, he's like, "This Mega Man, I finally said it. This Megamind guy is probably not that
Finally,
bad."
you two have been saying it nonstop.
Yeah, I wonder why I said it. I was like, but yeah, I liked it, and like I said, I thought the song was. I just think the fact that he did it to keep his logo, and then sings a song about having eyes that see through lead.
There's a lot of things I like about him. I do like how he's set up to be the rival for Megamind, but he's really not in much of the
like
film.
5 minutes.
He's important. That doesn't make him any less important though, because he is so important to Megamind as a character because he wants to create another Metro Man, and so much so that even Hulk is like, "You got to stop comparing me to Metro Man."
In a weird way, it comes off like a romantic comedy about Megamind and Metro Man. When he was just like, I gotta create this thing that will emulate Metro Man for me. And he's just like, I'm not Metro Man, you freak. I'm going to kill you.
And I kind of love how in the way that whole scene where it's like, there's a yin to every yang. It took me a long time to find my calling. Now it's time you find yours. It's kind of like Metro Man being like, it's okay to be the hero. Kind of stumbled a bit with the whole extra breakup thing that happens, but Minion pops in. So
Plus, I think that's more of a problem with Megamind and Roxanne rather than Metro Man. I mean, they needed a way to
Metro
get
Man is like,
Minion back into the plot, which, like you said, it's fine. But still, I don't know. The way that Metro Man was handled, and I know he's only in the movie for 5 minutes, but there are like 1-scene wonders. Metro Man can be a 2-scene wonder.
Yeah, honest to God, Metro Man still leaves an impression. He's a rock star through and through. He's juggling babies and throwing them at random women. Not their mothers, even. Random women. He walks on water.
He walks on water.
They didn't make him spiteful, if that makes any sense.
Like I said, I saw the thing coming, and I was waiting for, like, the big reveal. So, like, the fact that it was just, like, I like him being as bored with everything. He's still like an asshole for leaving everybody to die, but it was at least like it made me like Metro Man more than I think I did at any point in the film.
Yeah, because on one hand you're like, he's doing something for himself after all the years of him saving the citizens, and you know what? I'm really glad that he sticks with it. They stick with it, and he doesn't come back. Yeah, because it would have been so easy for him to just like write a thing where he comes back,
and that's what it looked like they were doing. When
but they don't do that, and that's great.
Yeah.
The timer.
The timer.
I was waiting for my moment, but it didn't show up, so I just set the timer. It is up.
Good timer. You know what showed up instead of Metro Man?
The Queen of England.
There is no Queen.
There is no Queen.
There is no Queen of England.
All right, final thoughts.
I was a bit nervous going into this one. As I was watching through, I just suddenly had the realization that this is just okay. I don't know if the hype affected it, like the new hype.
Yeah,
because there wasn't hype for this movie when it came out. Because it looks like super standard, like DreamWorks, like eyebrows. Everybody's talking about the eyebrows, but like. As I said in the start, like comparing this to Despicable Me is just not fair. But it still felt derivative. It still felt like I've seen all this before. Because, we're talking about Incredibles, and we're talking like there was a couple of years before that, there was like Dr. Horrible sing-along blog. So much of this has been like covered. And like I think even like the like Marvel and DC were doing much of the same like deconstruction and stuff, and it's like it's just I think what also didn't help is like Will Ferrell is like hit and miss, and another thing that like I didn't get to mention at all was the music. which I was getting really sick of really fast. With the needle drop, there's just like so obvious. The needle the kind of song that I was literally listening to on the radio station coming up to hearing Ozzy Osbourne in Crazy Train. Like this is so super obvious selections, and it doesn't feel earned. Like I don't know if it was like them saying like, oh well, the problem with Shrek the Third was that people didn't recognize enough songs, so what makes the most obvious song ever? I love Minion. I really love the cute little fish. It's only like fine for me. I think it's like slightly better than Flushed Away. I don't think it's as good as Chicken Run, because even though Chicken Run has a really, really weak like middle section, like the beginning and ends, man, God, that's something to remember.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, Megamind did not make it to my top 10.
All right, I'll go. I guess I was waiting for the Claire, but
Claire?
All right, there we go. I also would have accepted Markiplier.
Markiplier?
I sound like you're gonna cry. Markiplier?
Germa?
Okay. All right, now we're talking about Germa. We're getting a little carried away. Anyways, I know Random hasn't gone yet, but I can already tell I'm in the middle. I actually thought this movie was very good, but that's it. I don't think it was a great movie by any means, but I did think it was very good. I thought it was very funny. I thought it had a lot of charm to it. Obviously, I love Minion. He's adorable. He's cute. Love him. Really, good commentary that you don't hear from these kinds of movies with Metro Man and Hal. Even some of the more standard stuff that goes through with Megamind, I think, is executed pretty well. The problem with this movie for me is not where it succeeds, where it fumbles. Because where it fumbles, I just think it fumbles so hard. It's really frustrating for me where it fumbles. I didn't really think too much about the music until Wash brought it up. It's one of those things where it's like when I watched the movie, it didn't bother me. But now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, yeah. But still, very well acted. I thought it was very well animated, all things considered.
Oh yeah,
just some things about it that really don't sit too well with me. And I talked about the big one, which was the hero gets the girl. Like, I just hated that. It's not one step forward, two steps back. It's two step forward, one step back. Like, you don't need to step back as much as you're doing, movie, but you're still moving forward. I still thought it was very enjoyable. As for my ranking, it did make my top 10 at number 10, which means it is directly below Shrek Forever After, which makes this another movie with heavy commentary and a bit of a critique of society and all that underneath the movie about the bee. And with that, there's only one person left, and time for him to talk about how wrong we are. Random.
I thought it was very funny. I liked Megamind quite a lot. I really liked Metro Man. I really liked how they handled Hal. I didn't mind Roxanne Ritchie. Minion was pretty good. I thought he was very hilarious, but again, him and Megamind working together is what really I liked a lot. I liked the music choices. I'm just gonna say I don't know why I feel like these uses of 80 songs, they were all rock. They were all used during like to show off the presentation of being bad, which is why I think they fit Megamind more than Blue Sky and another 80s song. I think there was some 80s song, same songs that were in the Super Mario Brothers movie that didn't fit. I feel this one fit more.
Oh, you're talking about El Dorado with Elton John.
Mario movie, that's Illumination.
I know, but it's relevant.
Yeah, DreamWorks is derivative of Illumination. Just saying.
But, like, I feel like I love the use of most of the soundtracks. Some were a little weird. Like, you can hit or miss with Blue Sky. I get what they were going for. It's fine. But I really did enjoy how they used all the rock to show off how bad it was. Some of it was a bit on the nose. But, Welcome to the Jungle and
Highway to Hell.
That one
I
I really did enjoy.
Black. Crazy Train.
I like rock though, so maybe I'm a bit biased.
No, I
really,
love rock.
Bad
I love
to the
all,
Bone was like also one of my favorite songs too, so that's probably why.
I love all of those songs. It's just that, you know, they're obvious.
Yeah, but it works.
Okay, yeah.
I'd rather have something obvious than works than be completely out of tone.
I was tired and then I woke up.
I like it. I also like the orchestrated version of Bad to the Bone that plays like when he gets the new cape. I forget what it's called. The Black Mamba.
The
Black Mamba.
That like it's an orchestrated version of like I think Bad to the Bone, and it's really really fucking good. So I do like how they mess with that a bit. That's more of a score, I think. But
yeah,
still,
no, that counts. That counts.
that's really good.
I will grant you that, like, being so much into presentation that he brings in the crowd pleasers.
Exactly.
Okay, I can understand that defense.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I like it. Again, not all of them are zoomers and zoomers. Not all of them are winners.
Man, we're mispronouncing everything. We're just like Will Ferrell.
However, as much as I do like this film, there are a lot of flaws with it, and I did have the feeling that it's not as good as I remember. Probably because the other films this year alone are better than I remember. B-Movie is better than I thought it would be. A lot of DreamWorks films are better, so it is in my top 10, but also as number 10.
Really?
Yes. It is above Flushed Away and below Shrek.
Hmm.
1.
Wow, Shrek Run is only number 9. Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Oh, man, these lists are crazy. Actually,
yeah. So keep in mind, this is above Flushed Away, Road to El Dorado, Chicken Run, Ants, Over the Hedge, and so on and so forth.
And so on and so forth.
So I really like this one, but even then, it's barely making the top 10, and it's probably going to get kicked off.
It's probably going to get kicked off, like, immediately.
With our next movie. We'll see. So yeah, but I still really enjoyed it and still had a blast with it. And I almost watched it again, but I took a nap instead.
Honestly,
so,
good.
Yeah. I'm the Megamind defender.
Listen, I have to have the burden of being the Bob defender. So I get it. It can be a bit awkward to be the one, the dissenting voice in the room, but you know what? Because I was telling my partner, like, you know, I was a bit nervous about this, and she said, well, you know what? It would be kind of a boring podcast if we all had the same opinion.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, for sure.
I'm glad that we've settled our differences here.
Unless the opinion is that Minion is the best. That's not a boring opinion at all.
No. Listen, Minion. Just look at him. Just look at him smile.
Just look at that face.
Look at that smile. Look at that face. All right. Next up, I think we have a sequel, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
I am very excited about this one.
We're going back to ancient China to talk about Kung Fu Panda 2.
My God.
Yes, I'll say my history right here. I've never seen this one.
Spoilers.
And we'll say it again later.
We'll talk about that.
We'll talk. But until then, we'll talk about our plugs. What?
If you like what you listen to, then you can you can subscribe to us on youtube.com/WRK podcast. Leave a comment. Tell us how wrong we are, or how right we are, or how wrongly right or rightly wrong. And and we do appreciate all of your comments. You can also listen to us in audio form, wrk.simplecast.com, and wherever else you may get your podcast, except for Spotify. I'm not gonna pay for Spotify. And you can follow us at twitter.com/WRK podcast, and we'll let you know when the next episode comes out. Which will be hopefully in a couple weeks from when this one episode comes out.
That plug was good, but you know what it needed? Presentation!
We're not even halfway done.
We're not even halfway done, no.
Let us know in the comments how many times we got Megamind or Metro Man's name wrong.
Yeah, that's okay. Maybe this is going to be the cold opening. In the comments below, make your guess on how many times we mispronounce Megamind, Metro Man, and Minion.
Yes, if you get it right, you'll win
Absolutely nothing.
a superiority complex.
Just like Megamind.
Just like Mega Man. Damn it!
I thought that
Damn
one was
it.
intentional.
Until then, I'm Random Citizen here.
I'm the Wash.
When Nico and I watched this, I asked her, is MegaMID better or MidMind? And she said MegaMID, and I agree. That's all I'm doing.
Mega
That's the title.
MegaMID. MegaMID!
Oh, that'll get people
More like
clicking and hating.
Megamid. You heard that, Skafrillish? this is a takedown post.
Wow, I'm surprised of all of us to actually say his name. It was why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to remember what his name was because I don't watch him.
Oh, we love you, buddy. If you're watching somehow.
Alright, have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Be evil.